All right, here we are doing another hike this morning. Got a late start and haven't started filming yet because it's basically that. It's uphill for quite a ways. Yeah, so we're gonna try Silverstar. Looks like it's gonna be a nice day today. Somewhat clear skies. Might actually have a view from the top. I'm also gonna swing by, I think it's called Indian Pits or Indian Flats or Indian something or other trail. It goes off, kind of splits up here pretty soon. I'm gonna go that way first, and I just have never checked it out before. So we're doing a little bit of been there, done that this morning with Silverstar, and then I'm gonna swing by this other trail, check it out. I think it's like a total of a mile, maybe, off trail. Just kind of scoping it out, see what I can see up there. So you tell me, what kind of print is that? It looks like a kitty cat to me. No claws exposed, front or back. Small enough to not be, what is that? Not a mountain lion, probably a bobcat. It'd be cool to see one of those up here. Yeah. So here we are this morning. We're out here with our friendly neighborhood loggers. We're somewhere down in this valley, working away this morning. It's a really nice day. It's pretty nice for late November. I forgot to take a look at the temperature on the way up, but it's probably in the 50s. It's not all that cold this morning, even for being up here. Looking like it's going to be a rain-free day today. Yeah, so I'll post the huge elevation and distance I traveled today, and we'll see what we can find. I'm gonna try, like I said already, we're gonna try that Indian Pits. I'll post also what the actual name of this place is, but it goes off behind the camera this way. So this trail's headed up to the mountain up here. I'll come grab the camera and we'll look at it together. So that's Sturgeon Rock there. Last time, so the Sturgeon Rock Trail kind of goes across this ridge. It goes down, and then actually I think it actually does come across this clear cut. But Sturgeon Rock goes up this way, and then you can't quite see the summit, but the summit's back behind. That might be part of the summit up there. Or maybe it's on the other side, I'm not sure. But this Indian something or other trail is back over here. So, yeah. Just thinking to myself that if I didn't have a little bit of me huffing and puffing up this hill, it would not accurately represent the trail. It is uphill a significant portion of the time, so I don't want to make it look like a cakewalk by filming just the flat, easy parts. I just stopped here because last week I was just remembering that I purchased an orange to take on the hike with me last week, and I really don't remember eating it, and just thinking through where it might be. Well, now I'm just paranoid because I don't know where it is. It's not in my stuff. So I gotta figure out where the heck did I put it. Unless it's in this. It's not in there. Interesting. Where would I have put that orange? Well, since all my stuff's laid out here, yard sale style, I'm gonna show you. I might as well repack it with you guys on film here. Here's some backup snacks for just worst case scenario. A bunch of shelf stable stuff in here. Handfuls of nuts, a couple, like a Lara bar, some tuna packets. This has some tortillas in it, which I need to check on those a little more often than the rest of it. But so that goes in what used to be the Camelback pocket. I got my toiletry bag with a little trowel that goes in the bottom. Got my cook stove and my little cook pot and a spoon that goes in there. I have an emergency bivvy, which it's impossible to get it back in this bag once you take it out. Well, it's not, but it's really hard. I've had this for a lot of years, never really had to use it too much, but it's like a thermal blanket, but it wraps around like a sleeping bag. So it's rainproof and another insulative layer for worst case scenarios. Here's my rain pants. Here's my whatever these things are called, buffs. Put that around my neck. My warm hat. Today's lunch, which is split pea soup with a bunch of different beans, like 13 bean soup. A rain jacket. And then here's one of my little tripods. And then my chair. Make sure that's that pocket. On this side I have one of the like $2 ponchos. So if it really starts raining, that's always nice to have that. Oh, and I have my my Garmin InReach. I don't use it that often for the text messages and stuff, but it's just really reassuring to know that you can use it for the SOS button. And then my puffy jacket. Started off with it on, but warmed up right off the bat because it was so, the elevation was so uphill today. All right, so we're still on the lookout for an orange. That sucks. Where else would that be? sure if you can make it out or not, but try to hold real still here. You can kind of hear it probably. There's a helicopter. There's a helicopter right up there, just hovering right above the land on Sturgeon Rock. Excuse my movement here. I'll see if I can zoom in. Yeah, it's just the guy's out walking around. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, wonder if he got out to take a leak. It seems to be like the right amount of time. He got out, walked around. It was fully parked, like it idle for a minute or so. A couple minutes maybe. Hopefully he's not up here buzzing me all day long, because I'm headed that direction. So I've been climbing for a while. It's a really nice day out here. Still kind of catching my breath a little bit. Yeah, slow and steady on this one. Pretty sure the hills are getting steeper these days. But it's a pretty good view so far. I'm gonna come up to the, should be a right-hand turn over to the Indian Pits Trail. I actually looked at the map to see. It's called Indian Pits. Never been down there, so it's worth the few minutes it takes to get over there. But yeah, look at that view. It's really cool. All right, here we are, the Indian Pits trailhead, and you'll see some snow. Just started seeing just little flakes of snow here and there. So this is a first for me going out on this trail. Indian Pits, Trail 180E. There she goes. See what they got down here. See if it's a good camping spot, or if there's, it'd be really cool if there was like a spring, some kind of water source for camping. Otherwise, camping up here is like a dry camp. It's a lot of water carry to take up to the top of a mountain. Way easier to collect water when you're up here. All right. Yeah. It's kind of nice when your mind, I have nothing to say because my mind is just in like a nice, I don't even know how to explain it. You put yourself in like kind of exhausted. There's a lack of input. There's no media. I'm not reading anything. I'm not watching the clock to see if I'm going to be late for something. It's really nice. I think that's part of ADHD. Your mind is going all the time. It's just exhausting. It's almost like torture. It's hard to turn off. It's cool little side trail so far. As I was getting ready for this trail yesterday, I was looking up like old, like how did these trails get their names, and like apparently there was a really cool fire watch at the top, at the summit, which has been gone for a long time. The building itself, not the summit. The summit's still there. But this whole forest, this whole mountain, in fact, got burned up in the Yakult burn. It was like 1902 or something like that. It takes a long time for a forest like this to come back from oblivion. Oh, that's a cool view. Oh, there's Mount Hood. She's looking beautiful. Getting some snow on her. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Whew. That was a near fall. I have to keep my eyes on the trail here. Before it goes away with this little cloud sneaking in, there's Mount Hood. We'll scroll over here. There's Mount Adams. And then you got in the foreground is Helen's. So that's Helen's. And there's Rainier. Pretty neat spot right here. Clouds are moving in now a bit. Mount Hood is gone. Maybe she'll come back. I'm working on this double boiler system with my stove here. So I put water in there. It's a mason jar filled with my soup. So as I'm heating my water, I'm also heating the soup. Give it a shot anyways. The gas can's feeling pretty low, so I don't know how far it's gonna go today. But yeah, I think this should work really good. I'm gonna mix some hot chocolate up with the hot water that's left over. I'm not in a hurry to move. It's a pretty sweet spot. To get to the summit, you have to go down this valley right here, then back up to there, then back down the other side of that point, and then you have to go back up the other side of this to get to the summit. So it's like the summit is another couple big hills, so not sure how important it is for me today to get there. This view is awesome though. Oh, that's extra chocolatey. Delicious. And pot cozy lid keeps it warm while I'm not drinking it. But I made this soup. Doesn't look all that appetizing. It isn't the best, but it is. It is what it is. But it's beans and veggies basically. So I could dehydrate this or just eat it. It's pretty nice for a day hike. High protein, high fiber, moderately high carbs, but it's good. I'm burning it off today. It's hot. Usually when I do that double boil, I'm putting my, like a Ziploc baggie with my food in it. and then water, and then putting that over the stove. The mason jar works, but the glass is more insulation, so it takes a little longer for the soup to get warm inside. But for a day trip like this, where you're not really extra cautious on fuel expenditure, and you're obviously not carrying mason jars for a multi-day trip, but it's nice like to get out today and just use the mason jar and go home and clean it. It's not that big a deal. I'm not planning on falling on my mason jar multiple times trying to break it today. I was going to do a little bit of a explanation about my cook kit. Hold on a second. That's my shoe. All right. So here's the explanation of my cook kit. So you got your gas can, and then your stove sits on top like that. So the gas can, I have this piece of Tyvek paper. It was trimmed off of something. I don't remember what. But I go through probably one a year of those, the piece of paper. But I use that because when you store it, you take your gas can off once it's used. Usually it gets really cold when you use it. Something about the gas exchange or something makes it cold. You stick it in your pot, and it starts sweating, and it makes like rust rings in the bottom of your pot. So that piece of paper keeps it from rattling completely, and it also keeps it from rusting. And a lot of the time when you're on like a multi-day trip, the bottom of your gas can gets all covered in gunk because it's what sits on the ground, right? So that also keeps a lot of that gunk off of the inside of your pot when you don't have proper washing facilities for your pot. So it's a little bit of a hygiene, a little bit of a rust prevention. And I've always, this little pocket rocket comes with this little plastic case. It's just big enough to put the pocket rocket stove in here. And I squeeze one of these little mini Bic lighters in, since this stove doesn't have the, it's really hard to do with one hand. So this stove doesn't have the little piezo lighter on it, the little sparker. So I shove one of these little mini Bic lighters in here, and it holds it right there, so it keeps the stove from rattling around, having that Bic lighter in there, and also having it's stored in there tight enough to where it's not getting its button pressed while it's in my backpack. And then this has got a little lid on it. And so there's a stove, and there's this. So the original lid to this cook kit for this titanium pot is just this lid, but I've taken this fabric, made a little cozy, and it's really insulative, so it's, you heat something up and you can turn your stove off. This is always hard to do with one hand, isn't it? So you can turn your stove off and just keep all the ambient heat or whatever heat is available, and you just stick this over the top of your pot and you let dehydrated stuff. Ooh, wow, the mountain just came out. Like that squirrel with that nut. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so this view, I've got hood. Let's do this whole thing again. Mount hood. We scroll over, scrolling. Mount Adams is behind that cloud right now. I can't quite see it right now. It's hard to get them all out at the exact same time. But there's Helen's again. And Rainier is way in the back. Apparently here comes that helicopter. It's coming right at me. Down on the top of Silverstar this time. Wonder what he's doing today. Circled 3 or 4 or 5 times, then he sat down on top. I was just looking at the Vancouver side of Silverstar over here. I was looking at this cloud formation over Cascade Park. Look at that. It's like an even cloud until you get to that one thing. Strange. Yeah, so that's where I had lunch today. Right at that point. And I was looking that way. Like over that way towards the mountains. All right, so I'm back to the main trail. I think I am going to go to the summit today. It's too nice of a day to turn around already, so I might as well just keep trucking, go to the top. Yeah, that was a really nice lunch. What else was I just gonna say? Curious when I go to edit this and research why a helicopter would be out here, like doing, like touching down, taking off different places on this mountain repeatedly for, it's been a couple hours now. It takes off for a while, which I'm guessing he's like refueling at that point. But it's kind of crazy. He's done some really low passes, like right over my head a couple times. Close enough where I was smelling his exhaust, which I don't know how close you need to be to do that, but it's pretty close. This is the last little, I just took the turn off. It turns towards the summit here. Reminded me of a story. I was up here, wasn't all that long ago, just a couple of years ago. It's after COVID, lockdown stuff. Yeah, so I was going up? I think I was coming down at this point, but there was a guy past me going up. He looked a little bit frustrated and angry, kind of steamy as he went up. And then I came to these, he's probably in his 60s-ish. Anyway, I thought I heard something back there. So this guy, frustrated, headed towards the top. He passes me going up, I'm coming down. And his hiking partners, which I'm guessing was like his wife and sister-in-law, or like his wife's girlfriend or something, also like in their 60s, they're hobbling along really slow. Like enough where I actually asked them, how's it going? You guys doing all right? And she's like, oh, I slipped a little bit and twisted my ankle. I looked down at her ankle and it was like, it's way too big. It was huge and like purple. Like the skin was like shiny. And she was still forcing her way, going up. Like they weren't going down yet. I was like, so, wow, that's ridiculous. Are you sure you should be going up? She's like, oh, I'm fine, I'll just walk it off. But every time I do this last push towards the summit, I think of that lady. She's like, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what kind of sprain or break that was, but she was in bad shape. She was still hobbling up. Yeah, I wonder if search and rescue had to help him down or what happened with that. And why did the guy walk ahead without them? Who knows? It's Mr. Helicopter Man again. Ooh. So here I am at the summit. It just dawned on me that the sun's going down. So I don't have a lot of time left to be up here. Yeah, that's a perfect day to be up here. Oh, there's Jefferson today. It's the first time I've seen Jefferson. I think that's Jefferson. I'll do some research and figure out which one that is for sure. And there's one beyond that too today. So there's that peak. And there's no, yeah, where'd it go? Yeah, there's one back beyond it. Here's Mount Hood. Cool. All right, so that was it. I'm gonna head back down the trail now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've had a significant drop off on people subscribing, so make sure you hit that little button, subscribe, so you'll be able to see my next videos. This is all my fluff, my hat and stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you on the next one. I looked at some videos, or not videos, some pictures before I left the house. Here's the summit. There's the concrete pad right there. So concrete pad and these rocks. I think this is the angle that the picture's taken from, if I recall. I'll put the picture up here that I found online and then see how that goes. All right, this time I'm for reals. I'm heading back down the trail. Thanks for watching.